Bad Luck and Magic is a portal into self-discovery and alignment. I'm your host, Mal Burden, a cosmic life coach and fellow soul navigating the human experience. Every week, I'll give you an astrological forecast of the vibes for the week ahead so you'll know exactly what to expect when it comes to your emotions, relationships, career, and more. And every month, we'll hear from a local baddie as she shares her unique journey of self-discovery and aligning with her passions despite the challenges along the way. Now grab your favorite drink and get cozy because, honey, we are about to uncover the magic of the unknown. Let's get it, boo. I apologize if the audio quality is not that great. Long story short, not able to use my mic today. So here we are. But here we are. And we are at the end of December. We're at the end of 2024. And I don't know about you, but sometimes around this time of year, I feel overwhelmed. Like I kind of feel like I'm behind already and I didn't finish enough. I didn't accomplish enough. I feel like I have too many loose ends or something. So I just want to say, if you also feel like that, you're not alone, and time is a construct anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And astrologically speaking, the new year doesn't technically start until we hit spring, when we hit Aries season towards the end of March. So, we're just getting into winter, and winter is all about like turning inward, healing, introspection. So we're good. We're good. We still have time to wrap up any loose ends from this year, and we have time to reflect on what we experienced this year. Let that go, let whatever go that we need to, and reset our energy so that we can understand what is actually in alignment for us for 2025. So we have plenty of time for that. And as we get into January, we still have a couple days left of December, but as we get into January, the theme will be renewal and intention. And this is about, again, just renewing our energy. I feel like so many of us, especially if you're listening to this podcast or watching this on YouTube, you probably are sensitive to the energies around you. You're able to pick up on the vibes, and you might be empathetic, and you might take on other people's emotions and energies easily. So now in January is really a chance to reset and to, like I mentioned, let go of anything that is holding us back. Let go of anything that we want to leave in 2024. And that could be habits, that could be ways of thinking, that could be routines, opportunities, it could be people. Like, you'll know what it is in your heart, but January is such an important time, well, anytime, but January is an important time to reconnect with ourselves, reconnect with our own intuition and our own inner wisdom, if you will, and inner voice. And I think the other part is intentions. So it doesn't matter if you are a resolution or goal person or not. I think what's more important than those two things is really understanding your intention behind your actions, the intention behind your thoughts, and the intention behind your emotions. And when we are able to reset and tap back into who who we are in this present day moment, because we've evolved over the last 12 months, especially. Like, we probably aren't the same person as we were when we started this year. Of course, we've kept all of the amazing qualities about ourselves, but maybe we've shed or outgrown some of our limiting beliefs and tendencies. Maybe we have stepped more into our authenticity, our confidence, and our personal power. Maybe we are more of an advocate for ourselves, and we now trust and believe in ourselves. Like, we trust that we're going to be able to handle whatever comes our way, and we believe in all that we are and all that we do. So we're different. We're different now. And that is such a beautiful thing. I think as we go into this year, astrologically speaking, we have got a lot going on. And I'll tell you why. So we have obviously like the personal planets, which are like your sun, your moon, your Mars or Venus sign. So those are more personal planets. Those planets in particular move a lot quicker around their rotation, right? And then we have like the more generational planets like Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. Those take years to move through the signs in the zodiac, right? And in 2025, we literally have probably 5 or 6, I guess you could say, all of those outer planets shifting into brand new signs. Again, this hasn't happened in years. Like, one off the top of my head, Uranus has been in Taurus for 8 years. So we have been going through this 8-year journey through Taurus, and we have noticed shakeups, sudden upheavals, sudden insights, maybe even like individuality when it comes to Taurus themes of material possessions, finances. It also relates to all of the Venus themes of beauty, art, relationships. So that's been a long process. And wherever Taurus is in your birth chart, like which house it rules over, that's going to tell you more about where you've been seeing a lot of change. So that's just one example. But the fact that we have all of these planets, since they're generational, they really signify a shifting in time, a shifting in, paradigms, in ways of thinking. So it's going to be different. It's going to be different. We already experienced Pluto recently moving into Aquarius. And that we're already seeing Pluto and Aquarius themes. I mean, the whole Luigi situation with the CEO of United Healthcare, like, that's so Pluto and Aquarius coded. But anyway, getting off track here. But all this to say, 2025 has a lot in store for us. And 2025, so let's think about numerology for a second. 2024, 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. Yes. And 8s in numerology represent authority and leadership. And so this year, you may have noticed more experiences, opportunities, and lessons revolved around those 8 themes. of authority and leadership, even power dynamics, right? So as we get into 2025, it's going to turn into a 9-year, and that represents completions, letting go, ending a cycle, because as we get into 2026, it will be a 1 year, and that marks a new beginning, right? So 2025 is all about, again, endings, completions of cycles, and tying up loose ends. So we have all of this year to shift our way of thinking and wrap things up in a certain storyline of our life. And I guess if you look at it through a whole cycle, our last 9-year was 2016. Yeah, 2016. So you can look back to 2016 to see what kind of endings, completions you were experiencing at that time. 9 also represents wisdom, like, you're coming to an end of a cycle and now you're able to reflect on all that you've learned over the last 9 years. It's also about, expanding your worldview, your beliefs. Maybe your beliefs have changed a lot over the last 9 years. I'm sure they have, to some degree at least, because it's almost a decade worth of time. And also travel. Travel is represented by the number 9 as well. Okay, so that's just a little bit about 2025, what the vibes are, what we got going on. If you have never gotten an astrology reading, I highly recommend it, especially because there are so many changes happening this year. And I will just say, I've been into astrology since I was a kid. I remember having a book about astrology and learning about Aries, because that's my sun sign and all of that. And over the last couple of years, I've gotten more into learning about it and seeing how it plays out in my own life. It has been so interesting how spot on it is. And I think for me, it's been a tool to kind of see what's going to be coming up for me in terms of themes. Am I going to be dealing with change in my finances? Am I going to be, moving in a new direction in my career? The amount of information that you can get from astrology is pretty spectacular. It goes beyond just looking at your birth chart and saying, oh, you're a Capricorn, so you're big boss energy. It is so much more nuanced than that. And what I love is predictive astrology. So you can look up where the planets are right now, or where they were 2 weeks ago, or where they'll be in a year from now. Any date, literally any date. And see how the planets are interacting with your birth chart placements. And this can tell you what's going on, what kind of vibes you're going to be experiencing, what your emotions are going to be focused on, how you're going to be taking action, and where you're going to be taking action in your life, where you're going to be experiencing radical change, where you're going to be expanding in a significant way. So I freaking love it. And I just want to mention that because I have recently updated my service menu, so please go check that out. It's on my website. Everything is linked in the show notes. But I have a few different offerings, and you can read more into it to see which option makes the most sense for you. But something I'm really excited about is launching my Aligned as Fuck workshop series. And what that is all about is it's like me and you meeting for a 1-hour session, 4 different times. And in the first session, we will look at your 2024, reflect on that, see how everything went. Then in the next little workshop session, we will look into how aligned you currently are and how in tune with your intuition you are. And then in the third session, we will visualize together your most ideal and inspired 2025. And then in the last session together, we will go over like how to make all of this happen. Like, okay, you have these dreams, you have these ideas, but none of that matters if you don't know how to create an action plan to make it a reality. So that's what we're doing together. I've also taken that framework and I've created a digital guide. So I will be posting that later today. Again, I will update the show notes as soon as I have that updated. And it is epic. Like, honestly, you get the guide, and that's all you're going to need to brainstorm and map out your 2025. Like, it's literally using it's prompts, like thought-provoking questions that will help you get in touch with your own unique creativity and intuition, and using your astrology as well to figure out what the hell you're doing. Like, by the end of the guide, you are going to feel so much more clear about the path that you're headed down. Not only that, but you are going to feel actually excited. Like, this is not to feel like things are daunting or overwhelming or, this is what I have to have as my resolutions. Like, bitch, no, this is exciting shit. Like, you are actually creating and crafting a day-to-day life that you actually care about, that you're aligned with, that you resonate with. By the end of it, you're going to be like, this is so me. My whole life, the reality that I've created for myself is literally so me. And you're going to be very proud of that. So yeah, clearly excited. I'm excited to also use the guide and do it myself. I've already done half of it because that's how I come up with the idea anyway. But yeah, we're gonna lock in, honey, for 2025. Okay, and then let's see, what do we got? Just real quick, if you want more information on astrology transits, more details on all of the information that I go over in these weekly podcast episodes, you should totally join the Cosmic Club. It's only $3.33 a month. It's less than a coffee. And I show up each week, send out content that relates to all of the transits happening that week. I break it down day by day, what you can expect, what the vibes will be, and I go in depth into each new moon and full moon to let you know what to expect. I create horoscopes for you. There are journal prompts. There are tarot spreads. I just did mine today for the new moon in Capricorn that we're going to be experiencing at 5:30 today. So check it out. I promise. Like, obviously you can cancel at any time, but I think it'll be worth your while. I really do. Like, honestly, when I wake up in the morning, I journal, and then I look at the Cosmic Club like forecast of the week, because each day has a journal prompt as well. So that's how I'll get my day started, and I'll know exactly what the vibes are for the day. And lastly, for the announcements, I just want to mention that in January, my friend and fellow coach Nicole and I will be initiating a book club. We will be reading Rebecca Campbell's new book. I forget exactly what it's called. Your Soul Had a Dream and You Are It, I think is what it's called. But I will be confirming the date for that soon. I believe it's going to be either on Tuesday or Thursday evenings. And it's just going to be chill. It's going to be simple and chill. We're just going to show up and chat through what we read. And even if you didn't get a chance to read it, you can just show up and be a part of the discussion. So more information to come on that. And with that, don't forget to like and subscribe, please. It really does help. It helps support the podcast and it reaching other people that might want to listen. And it also helps me know what you're enjoying so I can cater my content accordingly. So thank you so much for the support. And now let's get into the weekly theme for January week 1. This week is all about endings and new beginnings, navigating liminal spaces through the power of now. So what the hell does that mean? I think whenever I was writing this, I was just like, I kind of feel like I'm in a waiting room. 2024, it's pretty much over, but we haven't started 2025 yet. So I'm in this liminal space. We're all in this liminal space. And it's like, how do you handle that? What do you even do? It's like in the holiday times, you're just like, what day is it? Where is my routine? What do I even want my routine to be? Like, I'm just going to wait till a couple weeks when everything settles down. I think that's great. I think that's amazing. Whenever I was thinking about this, I was like, how do you navigate the liminal space? And the best way to do it, honestly, is to just be in the present moment. Like, don't put pressure on yourself to achieve or be certain things. Like, just let it be. We know that we're in a weird, wonky time before we start the new year, and that's okay. So this week, we're just gonna be in the present moment, and like, it's a practice, of course. All we can do is try to stay as self-aware as possible and be like, whoa, I'm really overwhelmed right now. I am trying to do 10 things at one time. I'm rushing. I feel tense in my body. That's a good signal that I need to take a few deep breaths and slow down and just be present. Just be present. So that's what we're going to do this week. So as we enter this liminal space between two distinct periods in time, we have one foot in 2024, processing all that we have experienced over the last 365 days, and the other foot in 2025, daydreaming of all the possibilities to come. We may feel overwhelmed, trying to take care of any business we want to leave behind in 2024. We may be feeling nostalgic, reflecting on how far we've come and all the ways we've supported and loved on ourselves this past year. As we finish the last couple of pages of this year, of this chapter, I hope you're able to find the space to let go. Let go of any negative feelings that you no longer want to carry, and let go of any need for perfection and ending the year with everything buttoned up. This might be a good time to release any resentments you're holding on to and extending forgiveness to yourself if it's needed. We begin the week with a new moon in Capricorn, inviting us to set intentions towards what we want to accomplish and achieve in the year to come. Where do we want to become a leader? What does success mean to us on an individual level? And how can we align with that this year? By the middle of the week, Venus, the planet of love and values, moves into the creative, sensitive, and intuition-focused sign of Pisces. What is our inner knowing trying to tell us about who and what we love? We may feel more spiritually guided when it comes to our connections, tastes, and sense of pleasure over the next month. You don't have to have your 2025 plan all figured out right now. This time is really about reflection, renewal, and rest. A time to renew our inner spirit so we can integrate our growth from 2024. And we are preparing our body, mind, and soul to realign with our present day intentions, wishes, hopes, and dreams. It's difficult to dream when we aren't connected to self. So how do we navigate this space of uncertainty? We ground into the present moment. Only then can we gain clarity around what we've just experienced and spark inspiration for what's to come. So this week, let's ask ourselves, how do I know when I'm fully tapped into the now? So just a broad overview of the week. We have today, Monday, December 30th. We are having a new moon in Capricorn, so this is all about new beginnings, starting a new cycle, and it's related to success, ambition, and where you want to be an authority, where you want to be a leader, and only you can say what success is to you. It doesn't have to be, oh, it means I make this much and this is the job title I have, right? I will say, because this is happening right before the 1st, it is a great time to set intentions around what you want to call in, especially what you want to call in towards the full moon that happens in the middle of January, but more importantly, the full moon in Capricorn that we'll experience in July of 2025. But look, I don't want this to be stressful. So if you feel overwhelmed and you don't want to set intentions, that's totally okay. If you want to keep it simple and just jot a few things down of what you're trying to call in, that's great. Like, it doesn't have to be this whole thing. So we will have a new moon today. And on Tuesday, the 31st, New Year's Eve, the moon will still be in Capricorn. January 1st, the moon will move into Aquarius, and it will be in Aquarius Wednesday and Thursday. So it could be possible that on Wednesday and Thursday you're feeling a little bit more social, or maybe more focused on group endeavors or humanity as a whole. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, the moon will be in Pisces. So we will be feeling more intuitive and dreamy, and the fact that Venus will also be in Pisces, it's like our emotions and what we find pleasure in are all Pisces themes, like creativity, spirituality, intuition. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into the bad luck and the magic of the week so you know what might be a sticky challenge area, but also what will be the good vibes for the week that you can look forward to. So for the bad luck, we have Mars in Leo. It's been retrograde, so it's sliding backwards in Leo. And it is opposing or opposite from Pluto in Aquarius. That will happen on Friday. And both of those planets are kind of intense. Mars represents action, passion, conflict. Pluto represents transformation, power dynamics, like even sex, okay? I mean, it could be good energy, honestly, but the thing with oppositions is it feels like you have to choose one or the other. It feels like either you need to take bold, dramatic, flamboyant action in some way. That's Mars in Leo. Or you have to transform in a very individual way. So it's opposing energies. The best way to deal with this is to try to balance the energies so that you're able to do both. It's interesting. I'll just give you an example of how I think this is going to show up for me. So I have, where this is in my chart is Mars is in Leo in my 11th house of friend groups. Pluto is in Aquarius in my 6th house. Well, whatever. Let's just say that. I'm going to be going to a wedding. I'm going to be having fun with friends, which is going to be great. Meanwhile, I have been not drinking alcohol for like the last month just because I don't want to. And I'm curious if what's going to come up for me is, do I drink? Do I not drink? Something like that. So it doesn't have to be bad, but it's just figuring out how to integrate where you're transforming and how you're taking action. And then for the magic, we got the new moon in Capricorn today, definitely supportive. And then supportive to setting intentions for what you want to call in and where you want to step into your authority and your leadership. And then Thursday, we have Venus moving into Pisces, which Venus loves to be in Pisces. So, I mean, Pisces is a water sign, you know, like they're very creative. They're very romantic. And with Pisces, there's like no boundaries either. Sometimes that can be to a fault, but this is good. This is good. We're going to want Venus in Pisces. We are probably going to be finding different ways to be creative and being able to understand our intuition in a deeper way. So speaking of that, let's get to our mini scopes. So this is related to the new moon in Capricorn as well as Venus in Pisces. So this is where you're going to be beginning a new cycle of authority and where you are connecting to your intuition. So Aries, you are beginning a new cycle of authority in your career and public image, and you're connecting to your intuition around your subconscious beliefs. Taurus, you are starting a new cycle of authority in spirituality and travel, and you're connecting to your intuition around your friend groups and your hopes and dreams. Gemini, you are starting a new cycle of authority in your personal transformation, and you're connecting to your intuition around your career and legacy. Cancer, you're starting a new cycle of authority in your one-on-one relationships and potentially marriage. And you're connecting to your intuition around travel and spirituality. Leo, you are starting a new cycle of authority in your health and wellness, and you're connecting to your intuition around your personal transformation and your mental health. Virgo, you are starting a new cycle of authority in your creative projects and romance, and you're connecting to your intuition around your closest one-on-one partnerships. Libra, you're starting a new cycle of authority in your home and family life, and you're connecting to your intuition around your health and wellness habits. Scorpio, you're starting a new cycle of authority in your third house. So this is communication and short distance travel. And you're connecting to your intuition around your creative projects and romance and where you find pleasure. Sagittarius, you're beginning a new cycle of authority in your finances, and you're connecting to your intuition around your home and family life. Capricorn, you're starting a new cycle of authority in your appearance, and you're connecting to your intuition around your communication projects and potentially your siblings and cousins as well. Aquarius, you're starting a new cycle of authority in your subconscious beliefs and healing journey, and you're connecting to your intuition around your finances and self-worth. And lastly, Pisces, you're starting a new cycle of authority in your friend groups and the collectives that you're a part of, and you're connecting to your intuition around your personal goals and your image. Let me know how that resonates for you. All right, tarot of the week. What is your tarot message of the week? I would love for you to imagine cards 1, 2, and 3. See what number resonates with you, and we'll get started. All right, so if you chose card number 1, you received the 2 of Wands. So wands represent passion, energy, creativity, and 2s represent duality, choices, finding balance and harmony. So you're looking ahead to your future and you're weighing your options. You're making a choice when it comes to your motivations, your passions, and your creativity. And this is saying that you're also creating harmony and balance within your creative energy. Card number 2 is Queen of Swords. So you are seeing with truth and clarity now. You are nurturing your logical side and not being so easily swayed by your emotions. You're embodying intellect, knowing what you stand for, and making swift decisions as a result. Okay, and if you got card number 3, you actually got 2 cards, and you received the Chariot and 10 of Swords reversed. So what this is saying is the worst is now over, and you're able to move forward with drive and willpower. You're seeking success, and you're doing whatever is necessary to make it happen. You are in the driver's seat, and you may have had to navigate opposing forces, but you've been able to find balance and control through it all. So good job. Like, all 3 of these cards, great for the week. Let me know how those resonate. Now we have our soul care inspo for the week. We have, first, reflect on your wins. Like, what are you most proud of yourself for this year? I feel like we don't spend enough time hyping ourselves up and really basking in all that we have done. all that we have experienced, all that we have accomplished. This is going to shine a light on your growth, and I think it just helps us get a more clear perspective on like what level we're at now. Like, we have leveled up, so we got to take the time to survey this new level that we have climbed up to. 2, pull a tarot card for your 2025 theme or focus, and pull 12 more cards to represent the theme for each month of the year. I do this every year, and it is so interesting to see if they're accurate or not. I always look at the card at the beginning of the month, and I'll look at it again at the end of the month, because I just take a picture and can come back to it. It is so interesting. Like, I feel like it's a cool way to see what energy might be going on for that month for you. And it can help guide us too. 3, commit to being in the moment for just 30 minutes. What would that look like for you? Yoga, cooking, baking, dancing, painting. Choose something that helps you be fully immersed so that you can ground into reality. What would that be for you? Alrighty. I think that's all I got. So thank you for joining me today. Also, just want to mention that on Wednesday, on the 1st, there will be a new podcast episode out with my friend Alexa Barong. She is an artist, an art teacher, as well as a welder. And you're really going to want to hear that interview. It was really interesting just hearing her path to becoming an artist full-time, and her path to spirituality as well. It's very cool, and really appreciate her sharing her story and her journey. So be sure to follow so that you'll be notified when that drops on Wednesday. All right, that's what I got until next week, but just want you to have fun this week. Thank you for an amazing year together, and here's to another year growing and staying inspired together. And be safe. If you go out this week, be safe, but have fun too. All right, until next week, love ya. Bye.